welcome to Curse of the Crimson Throne, everybody. We're on session 9, and we're gonna get started here with a recap very shortly. Let me see here. Let's roll a 1d4. Aiden, would you like to do a recap for a hero point today?
Yes, sir, I would. Firstly, not going to get used to you calling me Aiden, because I'm so used to being called Lang still, because of the Caden and Aiden confusion.
I'm doing
like,
my best here. Did I not change your token to Detective Lang?
you did change.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, it was when you had to delete it, and it was like, so my thing went
Mm,
back to Aiden
now
Lang
it's
instead of Detective
I
Lang.
can still call you Aiden every once in a while. That's not an issue, right?
Yeah, it just like, I mean, this session, yeah, but like whenever Francis goes there, it just
Yeah, Detective
boggles me.
Lang.
Yeah. So last session, what we decided to do, after dealing, after dealing with the cannibals from the session before, and having that be wrapped up, we made our way north over to, I think it was that map, and I was going to point at something on this map, but that doesn't look right. This map looks wrong.
It's sideways.
Oh wait, no, I
it's
see.
sideways. Here, I'll move you to the Corvosa map here.
Yeah. So we made our way over towards Rinia's place in the shingles, which I believe was around.
Was that the start of the session? Because I could swear that was around the end, wasn't it?
Wow. It felt like it went on for quite a while.
Beforehand?
We did do shopping, but the shopping's the boring part.
Well, I mean, notable about the shopping is I tried to roleplay shopping, and it went okay. I won't do it every time, but it was one of the few times that I roleplayed everybody's shopping session, and that took up basically 2/3 of the session, Matt. So you kind of skipped a little bit above that, but then we went to Trinia's, yes.
Just a little bit. I'm holding up the juice, brother. I'm doing it like previously on AMC's The Walking Dead, So copyright. So we went to the shingles after we shopped, and we went to Trinia's place looking for evidence to either convict or exonerate her. Mostly exonerate her, but conviction, that was always a possibility. And as we were there, as Lang and Caden scoured the premises, Elijah and Yava started going at each other's throats, requiring Priz to take them outside and get them doing some of that good old Iomade youth rejuvenation program stuff, where it's like you have to get troubled youth back on track. And they did a food line outside. Red went out with them while they were searching. And while they were out there in this area, at the house or apartment of the convicted killer, Red saw them.
Who's Red?
2 guards. I mean Durgan.
Thank you.
Does Durgan have a red beard?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start calling him Red from now on. But Durgan saw them. 2 guards in the distance, watching them, writing notes. And upon Briz's attempted interception of them to offer them food, they were gone. Were they the Queen's Guard? Were they normal guards? No one knows. And the punches kept on rolling, because while we didn't find anything to convict Trinia, we found nothing whatsoever to exonerate her. All we found was a love note, left hidden underneath a tile that has been kicked open, as old secrets and withered flames come back to life.
Gain a hero point, Detective Lang, for a good recap. We're skipping basically straight to the morning at this point in time. Who rested where? I'll start with everybody but Elijah. I'll get to Elijah last. Festus is in his fucking...
Yeah.
All right. Prez is rested at the Temple of Almade. Anything you want notable you would like to mention about your night or morning at this point in time?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the first time since she came back that she got a full night's sleep. Because she has been trying to... She came back feeling basically like she's got to do something. She's got to make this matter, and so she's been pushing herself, but finally had to take a full rest. Um, because it matters a little bit. How long has it been
I
since
think
she?
it's only been a day, but I might be mistaken.
I think it's been. I think she basically stayed up one full night, and then yeah. So I think this is like.
Is it this? So if you open up the calendar where you I think you were resurrected on the 16th, but I might be wrong. Is it the 15th? Double check for me. I think it's the 15th. Actually, you're resurrected. That's my bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and put a note for the 22nd to remove your
The conditions.
condition. So I will put a note on the 20. Oh no, I moved the time to the 22nd. Okay, let's try again. 15.
I'll just put the conditions then, and we'll call it good.
Huh? What?
No.
Huh?
Yeah, seems about right.
I'll just move the condition, or I'll just remove the conditions
Huh?
then. You said it was the 22nd
What?
now, so yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Mm.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so no, that's it.
Uh-huh.
She has a restful night finally, and will be at least a little bit more
Lol.
uh
I put notes.
in-
I put my notes as remove Priz. I forgot to put remove Priz's condition. So on the 22nd, you're gonna die. Priz, just.
we've seen how that goes already, so it's fine.
Okay, so you wake up the next morning. There's some orphans still around, but not as many. Some of them seem to have either drifted away but definitely, Aiden's friend, who we all keep forgetting their name of, Aiden's friend, the helper in the hand-me-down, checks in on you. Isolde? Isolde, yeah. Isolde checks in on you a little bit, and then I'm assuming you head towards a meeting point, for
Yeah, whatever meeting point we agreed on.
probably
that
in
we
front
all
of
meet
Castle Volshinek, yes, at around.
Or everybody was like, I would just like to go somewhere other than with the rest of the party. So yeah, we'll probably meet there.
I'm gonna assume you guys will meet at Castle Volshinek, and if not, let me know. Durgan, same. Do you went to sleep at the Shoreline Drink Hall? Your accommodations were paid for. Anything you did in the night or in the morning?
Well, at the night he slept.
Sounds like a plan.
He needed his beauty sleep.
When you wake up the next morning, you walk down.
He drank a cup of warm beer and went out.
Drink a cup of warm beer and went out to where?
What was it called again? Not Kashgur.
Is it Citadel Volshinek?
Yeah, but sorry, I cannot pronounce that.
Volshinek!
Citadel Volshinek.
So you woke up, had a warm beer, had a small conversation with your friend Thalia, and then headed out to Citadel Volshinek. Aiden, or Detective Lang, what about you?
Aiden spent most of the night in the inn.
In the
Assuming it didn't get raided or shut down.
Not tonight,
spent-
no. Tonight was not a rioty night. And I think I told Yava when she rolled her It's not a phase lore that it wasn't going to be riots. And she was right. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, he was there until about 1 a.m. He'd finished his drink again, and he'd been spending the entire night pondering about the king's death, pondering about the woman that got arrested for it. There's a puzzle in front of him, none of the pieces fit. And as he walks home that night, he actually ends up taking a bit of a detour because walks past.
I would actually prefer you to do a thing for me. Before you do that,
What?
Would you be so kind as to throw me recall knowledge macro for your ponders?
My ponders.
Just have some detective thoughts going on. Natural 13 for a 22 in society. All right, tell me what you're going to do, and I'll give you your result in a second.
So Lang actually, one of Lang's things is just from his own opinion. He took a detour and he got pretty much onto the road of Field Marshal Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
He stopped and he just looked over at the castle and he went, Oh, Mallory. Something stinks in the city. That stench is coming from fucking castle. And with that, he came back home, presumably had to knock, assuming the house had been barricaded.
Mhm.
And if it hadn't,
It
then,
was.
you know,
It was
he just-
barricaded.
it was, then
Mhm.
gets himself let in late at night, hangs up his coat, and he retires.
Wake up the next morning, do your morning preparations, and I'm assuming headed to Certal Volshinek. Yes.
He might be 30 minutes late. Actually, what day is it? It's holiday?
It is the
Toiled in?
15th. Yeah, it is Tuesday. Well, no, shit. It's shit. It's the 17th. Okay. Sorry. It's 15th was yeah, I'm sorry. It's the 17th.
Oh, it's not the 18th yet?
No.
Okay. I'm doing something for him every Friday. And yeah, he makes his way to Certal Volshinek.
A little bit later.
Sirone, Gani,
A
Sarajevo,
little bit
Sibore, Bariba.
A little bit later, but you make your way. However, Elijah, I'm gonna set a little scene for you, but where did you sleep during the night, if you don't mind me asking?
So Elijah, setting a scene. Okay. Okay, no, I'll just run with it. Okay, so Elijah basically he finds the letter. He reads it. He's kind of taken aback. Maybe not surprised or overly surprised, but he is. It has knocked him for six. Given the past couple of days, he wanders around the shingles a little bit, looking for some booze. Gets his hands on whatever he can, and he's sat with a view of the castle in front of him. His guard's badge, both kind of feeling it in one hand, drinking in another. Quite inebriated at this point, just staring at the castle, trying to think what he can do to make it right. I mean, this is a man who's had body blow after body blow over the past couple of days. He's lost his home, place of business. He's seen a companion die. He's had his best friend locked up for an absolutely impossible to kind of fathom crime. And now he's found a letter confessing her love for him.
Drunkenly,
So he's just thinking.
you look down at the letter, Elijah. This is what it reads. Let me configure ownership. And show you guys. I'll narrate it. Dear Elijah, this letter is more for me than for you, a way to release the feelings I've kept hidden. As you weave your music through the hearts of Corvosa, charming and captivating, I've watched you day after day, bringing others into your life, unaware of the love that's been right in front of you. My heart has ached in silence, yearning for a glance, a moment that was never meant for me. Amidst the adoring crowds you enchant. In the midst of your pursuits, your melodies, and fleeting moments, romances, you've been blind to my quiet, steadfast affection. It's a painful irony, loving somebody so deeply, yet being just a shadow in their world. I've come to realize that my love deserves to be seen and cherished, not hidden away and requited. I'll never send this letter, Elijah. It is a farewell from my heart to yours, a letting go of what can never be. I wish you happiness and hope one day you'll understand the depth that we overlooked beyond the applause and admiration. Goodbye, Elijah. Trinia.
Damn, I'm a white boy. I'm about to cry. God damn. Get yourself a villain point on that one, Pablo. God damn. That shit's.
Yeah, I
Aww.
agree. That's
Shit.
well. Let's give a villain point to chat GTP, shall we? I'm kidding, man. That's wow. Okay, so Elijah is just—he's just sat there thinking. He's rolling this badge through his hand. He's looks down at his half-open bag and the Corvosan guard's uniform he's got, and he hops down off of his perch and he starts stumbling towards Castle Corvosa. There's an idea has come back to him, one that he's thought about before, one that he's sure will work now, that he's got these additional bits of disguise, these things that you can do to help him. He dips into a side street as he starts getting closer, and he puts on his uniform.
Let me secret deception check, Elijah.
Yeah, let me just put that on.
Good to know.
He makes a little tug of the hat he's wearing to use his illusionary disguise for the day. Trying just to, not so much to hide that he's now a god, but more focus his attention on who he actually is, to transform himself into just any kind of run-of-the-mill kind of
Do you use the
generic
same knowledge that you recalled when you looked down into the castle guards? Got it.
Mm-hmm. Use that same one. Comes back out, tries to straighten himself up. He knows he's not on steady feet. Starts stumbling towards two guards who are on duty, trying to make his way past.
Hey.
Hey, hi, evening, gents. Just on my way to sorry, just on my way to work. Yeah, yeah.
Nah, man, not with the state you're in. I'm sorry. You
Stay a minute. What are you talking about, boys? Come on, we've all burnt the candle at both ends at some point. Come on. He'll kind of like hook his arm around one of them. Come on, man. I need this.
I'm sorry. They look at each other. Sabina won't be pleased. Listen, man.
I know, but I can't get in trouble again, man.
Yeah, I
need this job.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Just for your sake, it probably would be better if you didn't come in this state.
Come on, man. You can hide me down the cells. You'll never find me there.
You can attempt a diplomacy check if you'd like, public. No. I'm sorry. This is for your own good, buddy. If you're caught in this state...
Look, my wife's about to leave me, and I need this, man. Come on, just man to man, I'm sure there's somewhere you can find me a place.
They seemed fooled enough by your disguise, but unfortunately,
I'm willing to donate a hero point if you'll allow me, Pablo.
if Elijah's willing to take it, that's up to him.
Nah, it's all good.
Yeah. The guards will start being a little bit more forceful at this point. Sorry, bud. Can't let you walk in this state. Give me your name and badge number. I'll let Sabina know that you were assaulted or something during the night. We'll make sure it's nothing major. Yeah, bud. Come on.
Yes, it's Edward. Edward. Yes.
Edward.
Yeah, there's my badge. He kind of just flicks it around a little bit, trying to make sure that they can't fully see the number. There,
You
come on,
might have to roll me another deception check, public. Sorry. Go home, man. Go home. Seriously, for your own good. Like they look. I'm gonna roll an intimidation check for you. Huh, still a low roll.
God damn. Shut the fuck up, Aaron.
Elijah, without a sense motive, they seem pretty firm in their insistence to not let you pass, and you can attempt to push it if you'd like. But
I suppose, gents. I guess he's just gonna, with his head down, kind of just nerves starting to fail, falter him a little bit, seeing as he's kind of fallen at the first hurdle trying to get in, just starts staggering away.
Did you get his badge number? Poor guy. Do you recognize the guy? I don't know. I think he's meant to be down at the... And as you stumble away, Elijah, what do?
He's just completely dejected in himself. Just lost all of his confidence at this point in time. Just anything he tries to do to make things right just either doesn't go his way, it just doesn't work. And he just can't get the note out of his head. The fact that it's a goodbye, a little too fitting in the circumstances. He kind of like staggers down a alleyway, not really knowing where he's going, falling over some rubbish and into the gutter. And there he just takes a shot of Shiver to help him sleep and spends his night there.
You can willingly fail the saving throw for Shiver. Although I will say, do subtract a little bit of gold from where you would have got it. Just possibly the last remaining gold you have, just to buy it. But that will pull you. If you want to, I'll put Shiver in chat for everybody, just so that they know what it does. And you manage to get a cheaper version of it that would effectively be
Just like a small, tiny bit.
small,
yeah.
tiny dose, as well as like probably not safe.
He'll even sell off his old like violin to him as well. Just anything to bargain and get his hands on it. Just anything to try and help him sleep. Just numb him from everything at the moment.
And with that, you have. Is it a good sleep?
It's asleep.
It's asleep. And then I guess my last question is, when you wake up the next morning, a little bit earlier, as the drug has gone through your system, would you be, I'm gonna put a little clumsy on you. All right, it'll go away after a little bit, just as a kind of a status effect here. Would you stumble your way over to Castle Volshinek? Remembering that you guys would have discussed at some point in the day the meeting point.
Yeah. I think he'll probably get up, wash his face off in a puddle if there's anything nearby, and just slowly start to stagger his way across. Still a little bit numb, still head throbbing, probably a little bit cold from being out in the night, and eventually, probably later than Lang, get his way across there. Even though he's up early, it takes him a while to refine his legs and properly make his way across, because he's also hungover from all the booze he had as well.
I need to use the bathroom for a second, so I will be. Let me take a quick, just 3 minutes or 2.5. Be right back, and I'll resume in a second. Just the bathroom and then get some water. Be back. Setting up the scene a little bit here. Yep. I'll move you guys to the front, or to the entrance. Mayday, come on, buddy. Move. No! Alright, fine. Why is this broken? Hold on. Come on.
Caden and Yava there with us?
I mean, they're gonna be with you guys. I'm gonna refresh. This is busted. Don't move, guys.
Too late.
Regardless, you guys are gonna meet at the entrance of Castle Volshinek. Whoever comes first, and then second, and third, and then fourth. Feel free to comment or talk about each other's appearances for today. Whatever you want to do at this point in time, as you guys are meeting. We're not gonna walk right into Citadel Volshinek. And if Yaba was here, she'd probably have some words for people, but you know, she's not. So as you guys make your way, as you guys start convening one by one, you know what? Let's do this properly here. And then Kaden and Yava are here but not here, so I'm just gonna stick them in a pile. Prez, who's first? Durgan, I will say, because he was the one that woke up, had a warm beer, and made his way. Durgan, you see Prez approaching with Mayday. Anything you guys want to say or do? As you guys, you're muted, Aaron, by the way, if that helps. Sorry. Anything you guys want to say or do?
I don't really have anything. I mean, Priz is just here to meet up with everybody. I think it's just a polite incline of the head while she's she would be on Mayday back in her full armor, with her shield ready, but her sword sheathed. And just settle into silence for now.
Fair enough. And Durgan, what are you looking like when you are waiting?
Well, he has all his equipment on, you know, the leather armor, his crossbow, clan dagger, acid flask, you know, all the stuff he had beforehand. And yeah, he looks at me and can I IP you or is that too much?
You are welcome to RP. That's I was hoping you guys would a little bit.
Alright. Oi, Chris.
Hmm?
Did you sleep well?
I slept enough.
Are you sure about that? Yeah, I got a little bit green on the face.
Oh, it's a joke because I'm a goblin.
You ruined the joke.
Well, that's what we do, right? We ruin everything.
I indeed you do. But I hope you're ready for today. Perhaps we shall have some fighting. Or perhaps we will just do the normal way walking and talking. Ugh.
Well, Gadrin's still out there.
But I don't have the information to find him.
Oh, well, I would have thought somebody would have mentioned something to you by now, given how many times you've talked about him at, I assume, copious length.
I spoke to the queen, but yeah, she didn't want to tell me. She was a bit rude.
Well, maybe she felt like peeling back the veil of life and death for the party to bring me back was reward enough. I don't know.
And an expensive reward, but all I needed was some information. It cost nothing.
So to answer your question, I'm not feeling at all guilty about that and not having a good night's sleep because I feel like I need to be out doing good.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means I had a good night's sleep last night. Thank you for your concern, Durgan.
Ah, that's what you're talking about. I thought you tried to insult me.
Oh, that would be beneath me.
Perhaps. But let's wait for the others and see what they'll say. Perhaps they'll discover something. Look over there. I see the old man coming back.
You wait a little while until Detective Lang makes his way a little forward there. Detective Lang, what do you say or do?
Lang comes in. He's actually not wearing his coat on him, so his gun's in full vision. He's actually just holding his coat over his shoulder right now as he takes a smoke. Gentlemen, or gentleman, miss.
Those things will kill you. And the cigarettes, too. Pointing at her guns, or at his guns.
Are you here to blast the place up or something?
What?
You heard me. You're showing the guns. Are you ready to blast the place or something?
Just didn't want to wear my coat on the walk here.
So you walk all the way here and scaring the common folks?
Pal, have you seen the city? Me carrying a gun is more like a warranted. It's going to be seen as warranted to most civilians instead of scary.
Well, you make a big target of yourself. Trust me, lad. A lot of people want those guns.
Yeah, a lot of people that want the guns are usually the ones that people think of. Because you know where they are? Dead. In the ground. 6 feet under.
Bullet on the head.
Pig food. Because they didn't have the gun.
Detective, what was your breakfast this morning? Did you have any eggs? Were they by chance hard boiled?
I don't get it.
Hard boiled detective. It's a trope.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a 500 IQ call out. What the fuck? No, what I had for breakfast was I don't know, some mystery meat a vendor was selling.
Really? Of all
Pres-
the things to eat? Really?
Presents Corvosa. Street food. Street feed is, I don't know,
There was
basically a
a
tradition.
25% chance it was human. Just a heads up.
75% chance it wasn't, baby.
He likes those odds.
By the way, did my recall knowledge like check anything out? I can't remember. If you
Oh,
told me.
I don't know if I told you, but you didn't need it when you went to the castle and did the bit.
Oh, I was just on the money.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Something does indeed smell foul. But anyway, Elijah will. What do you look like, Elijah?
He looks like absolute crap. Like his hair's not tied back as it usually is and prim and proper. It's all kind of all over the place, scraggly, partly in his hair. He's got large bags under his eyes. Clothes are all rumpled and just more dishevelled than he usually is.
Elijah? Breakfast? She'll
You guys smell
offer up-
that?
Do you smell the what? Sorry, one at a time.
I,
Go ahead.
Pris was going to offer up a her breakfast, which is standard animal feed because she does not need to eat good food. She could, in fact, survive eating trash, but that's beneath her. So, Elijah, would you like? Yeah, I've got apples. They're apple adjacent. It's an apple adjacent breakfast experience.
No, I'm good, thanks.
And what were you asking? If you could smell what? Sorry.
Well, Lang would have been facing the other way, so he'd have been like, "You guys smell that?"
Oh,
This Elijah approaches.
Elijah, rolling 1d100 because it's funny. Yeah, 40% strong pungent smell is not like a bad percentage. You know, it could have been worse, but yeah.
Good fucking grief, Elijah. Where have you been?
What does it matter? I was just not here. Come on, let's go. It's ruined someone else's life.
No, not happening.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Can I try and grab Elijah by the collar? And
You
just
you
pull him
can
back
attempt
before
to
he enters?
grapple with a basic action macro targeting Elijah and grapple.
Basic action. Macro. Grapple.
You grab Elijah before he turns. He opens the door.
Oh, what?
The fuck do you mean, what? You are a mess. We need to get you cleaned up before we take you in looking like fucking urchin.
Not a mess. Better look than most of you people here. Still have class to myself.
Your words
Yeah,
are
lower
slightly
class. Lowest
slurred.
class.
It's actually, I should have mentioned this, but Pris actually looks completely put together. Like everything is polished, everything is clean, everything, her hair is, nicely tied back. She looks like she just got out of a bath and has just put on her armor for the day. And is fully starting to get out soap and water. No, Elijah, cleanliness is next to, goodliness.
Mm-hmm.
And not contracting syphilis. So,
Well, there's no need to be
It
crass
just gives
about it.
Elijah just gives you a look. Don't think that's quite how you contract that.
well, it was the only thing
Well,
that
it depends
rhymed
where
with
you've been
goodliness that
putting
I
it.
could think of.
Look, just Elijah, take a minute.
I'm
Wash yourself.
perfectly fine, Prez. Well, no need for any of this. He's just trying to wave you away. Come on, let's go.
I'm gonna try and continue to keep my grip on him. If he tries moving, just go, no. We're not
Right,
taking
yeah.
you in to see Cressida looking like that.
Is he completely
I'm sure she's
fine?
seen worse.
Is he completely fine? No, he is not completely fine, Aaron. unless,
yeah.
unless you know, Alex says otherwise, but I'm pretty sure from what was aforementionedly described, he is not completely fine.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Durgan.
Right, yeah. Dirk can take something out. Use this.
Oh,
Wash yourself. You smell.
dwarves actually know how to wash. Interesting. I'll make note of that.
Look, everybody's giving you soap. You should maybe take a quick hint.
Just go behind the wall over there. I promise you, we won't look. Even if you're shy.
I mean, you've got that hat of disguise or whatever, right? You could just use that magical disguise unless you've used it today for some reason.
Hmm. Why waste resources? Hey, Priz. Fine.
There.
Yeah, you begrudgingly go behind a wall, and do you actually? I mean, what do you do?
He washes his face and that's it, and then he comes back.
Mm-hmm. Wash
There.
your face a little bit and
Sorted.
look a little sorted.
Is his are his clothes fixed up?
It's up to Alex.
Kind of so-so. A little bit better than they were. We're not his usual kind of pristine look about him. Right, if we're done commenting on people's fashion, shall we go?
Java has been pretty quiet today.
You open the doors and you see the two guards. I mean, they would have been standing out front, but I can't stick them in this map. Ah, it's you. Cressida's expecting you. Head to the same hall, please.
And what did we do this time?
What? Ask her, man.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was going to jail again.
Wait. Have you done something illegal?
Nah, don't worry about it.
You see Cressida Croft expecting you, looking at her timepiece, which I'm assuming exists here. You guys are slightly late.
Oi, who's that weird person?
Caden. Yes, Matt.
Is Erga from Lang's time in the guard? Has he been there for a long time?
Newer guy.
Newer guy? Okay, then you won't say anything.
Yeah,
That's
sorry,
it.
bud.
All good.
Alrighty. Cressida is waiting, and you see another gentleman standing, looking around. Unfortunately, today's a session both Caden and Yava had to miss because it is what it is. But let me show you another picture of Vencarlo because I think I have it in dramatis personae. Handsome looking guy. There we go. I don't actually.
That's just Gerald from The Witcher, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Is that? Are you sure?
It's just Henry Cavill.
Wait,
It
really?
looks a bit
Like-
like yeah, it looks a bit like
Ah
it.
man, I googled Vencarlo because the default
It could
picture.
be, you know.
I don't really like the default picture. Oh, here's a better one, I guess. This is oh yeah, fair enough. That's an artistic representation of Vencarlo. Here's his official artwork. Yes. Which
Okay, never mind. I prefer Henry Cavill.
right,
Good lord.
right. So is that okay? Can I keep Henry Cavill? I'm at. Oh no, you know what? No, not anymore. You ruined it, Matt. You ruined it. Sorry.
Oh,
bud.
god damn it, Matt.
I'm gonna set.
I
Up...
mean, he's good looking, but he's no Caden, is he? That boy is fun.
Brother doesn't have that Chad chin going on. Like,
Let me actually set up his token with a little bit better artwork here because I genuinely don't like his just generic token image.
His nose looks weird.
Second, please. His nose looks weird. Are you judging?
The token, yeah, I am.
All right.
It's too big and too long.
Vencarlo. There we go.
Vencarlo.
You can hover over him to see his full artwork. This one, guys. So, As you approach, the first thing Cressida mentions is you're a little late, but that's fine. Um, this is Vencarlo, Orisini. He mentions he knows one of you. And then, obviously, Vencarlo and Caden have a brief conversation of, nice to see you again, yada yada. As Vencarlo nods, and it's a pleasure to meet you all. I'm he will bow like a proper formal bow to you all. And I think Caden at this point would have, you guys would have heard about Vencarlo due to Grau Soldado, right? Like a respected and renowned teacher of the honorable arts of fencing and swordplay. So he seems polite and complimentary to you all as he congratulations on your successes. Not a lot of honorable people these days. If Corvosa had more fine folk like you, the city would be pristine and flawless. And he glances at Priz's kind of, as he says that, with a hint of a smile. He's actually actively avoiding looking at Elijah as well. But nevertheless, I wonder, is any one of you decent with the sword other than Caden?
Define decent.
Let me see your wielding arm, if you'd be so kind.
She'll, yeah. Oh, hold on my arm.
Good. That's shows skill and a bit of even tact. I could give you some hints sooner or later. Not to say that your method is wrong, but you might be able to. At this point, Cressida will cut him off. As much as I would like to enjoy continuing this conversation, I'm sorry, Vencarlo, but we don't have time. Vencarlo has learned something that to degrade into, well, a political issue with Cheliax. If we don't act now, sanctions, embargoes, or even wars. I have summoned you all due to an important task I require of each and every one of you, and of course, as always, you shall be compensated appropriately. Any questions before I explain what you need to do? Yes, Detective Lang.
Sorry. Let me get this straight. First it was cannibals, and now we're jumping to the intricacies of the political landscape for Cheliax.
I assume you're well handled to deal with a mission that doesn't require brute force, but rather more of a subterfuge, as well as diplomacy, or even potentially stealth. I assume you're well handled to take that task, right? Not everything needs to be killed. Vencarlo chuckles.
Yeah, well, this stinks more than a corpse, but alright.
What's the issue? Would you mind me explaining what your task is, and then you can complain, Detective Lang?
Sure.
There is a man named Darvain Gios Ampre. Gios? Hey guys, take notes. Would appreciate it, because I can't. An ambassador from Cheliax, whose disdain for Corvosa is well documented, even though he's taking great pleasure in what our city has to offer. Even before this recent unrest, this man was ready to recommend to his government sanction on trade, or perhaps even an embargo. Vencarlo, she nods to Vencarlo, has learned to his own considerable sources that Ambassador Ampre's actual goals are to undermine Corvosa's economy to the point where he can buy up large portions of the city from desperate landholders. He plans to establish himself in a position of power here before advising the end of sanctions with his allies in Cheliax. We can't let his bias, his corruption, or his personal plans hurt Corvosa, yet we cannot take drastic action. Not only would killing him be wrong, but it'd simply be a martyr in Cheliax's eyes. Any questions so far?
So we need to convince this diplomat not to act in his long-term financial interest.
I think there's even a better idea. Convincing him would be difficult, but he's got his foibles. Vencarlo, she nods to Vencarlo, who smiles, has learned that Ambassador Ampre has been making fairly regular visits to a place in Old Corvosa called Eel's End. Hey! Detective Lang.
What's up?
Bells ring in your mind. Eel's End was one of the places that was mentioned in the book of Gadrin.
Gadrin's Ledger?
Is this his final hiding spot, or is this just a place where he frequented? You are unsure, but this is a piece of information. Regardless, she will continue. This den of vice is run by a dangerous man named Dervargo Barvasi, better known in Corvosa's alleys as the King of Spiders. If anybody has underworld lore, they can roll it now. I'm going to roll for Caden. Caden,
I've got it.
Caden nods. Detective Lang, you've maybe heard of something, and I'm going to roll it's not a face for Yava. Great, they're both not here, but they kind of nod, and we'll relay a little bit of information. Oh, anybody else have underworld lore?
No,
No.
that's just funny.
Yeah. They mentioned they know of him and they might be able to assist if we're still there next session. I'm sure we'll take our sweet time. I'd love to put Dervago out of business, but he pays his vice taxes regularly and never causes any problems. In fact, since he keeps his business constrained entirely within the 5 ships moored at Eel's End, he's actually one of the least of my worries. Oh, can't decide whether Dervago is a scourge or a kraken. He's like a blood-sucking pest most days, but sometimes I fear just how far his tentacles have wormed their way into our great city. Although his insidious web stretching across Corvosa's underworld may be to our advantage. Dervargo would never let someone he recognizes as an ally of the guard into Eel's End, but you are a different case. I'd like you to pay a visit to Eel's End and secure an audience with Dervargo. All right? Secure an audience with Dervargo without flashing your badges. That will not help. In fact, it will hinder in every single situation you are attempting to do so. And do not wear the guard uniform at all. Find out what he knows about Ampre, get proof of any illicit going-ons the ambassadors might be involved in, and bring that proof to me. Again, talk to Dervargo, try to bribe him, talk to him, convince him about what illicit going-ons this ambassador might be involved in. I can use it to undermine any forthcoming attempts by him to get Cheliax to cut us off. Dervargo may not be willing to part with this information easily. I will give you some gold to bribe him, but whatever's left, you can keep for yourself. If you manage to not use any of this money, then it's all yours, but you might need it. Remember, Dervargo is dangerous, but so are you. Try not to get into a violent situation, but if it does, then I wouldn't mourn his passing, although please do try to get the information before you potentially kill him. She will hand the party 50 platinum, or 50 gold, sorry, not platinum.
I was about to say, I'm
Damn, we rich boys.
I'm just leaving Corvosa, bro. This shit's their problem now.
This gold pieces I will recommend only one of the party members grab it. And then you know what, actually, I think it's better to do an item called bribe. and just start subtracting the value from that, because after this bribe, it's going to be yours, but I also don't want it to be distributed as gold. So let me actually set up a little bit of a bribe thing, because otherwise it's going to be a bit of a mess here with the money. So let's do a bribe pouch, price 50 GP, and let me just set it up here. All right, and then we'll subtract gold value from this bribe whenever you if you need to use it. So, and I will do 60, because if you manage to maintain the entire value of the bribe, then it's 10 gold per player character. So there we go. Go ahead and grab the bribe for me, please. One of you. Also, there was a cognitive mutagen. You left that in Trinia's apartment. Nobody took it, right?
I believe so.
Okay, so
Yeah,
then
I believe so.
I'll just delete it. That's fine. Any questions?
So, this ambassador, how do you spell his name?
I will type it, or I'll here, and she spells it out. Also, DeVargo is the other gentleman you need to get information from.
So, you said this ambassador, he's staying at Corvosa, pretty well documented. You said he has pleasures. Are you insinuating vices? Am I gonna find a trail of whorehouses
You've not heard of
being
Eel's
funded with
End,
Chili X money?
have you? Eel's End is a mooring of 5 ships. They're all docked. There's Golden Hawk, which is the place where people, after they gamble or visit the whorehouse, rest. And there's also Dragon's Breath, which is an illicit drug den. Well, illicit, as legal as it can be while still being illegal. You are headed there today. I would not recommend you partake of the pleasures, but who am I, your mom? Do whatever you wish.
I think I'm good for now. Anyone else?
So this is the guard's business then, that we are gonna help people by bribing a known criminal to get more information about a different known criminal?
This information will more than likely prevent a diplomatic incident. So yes, unfortunately, some evils must be done. You could attempt to arrest Vargo, but I don't know if it'll end well. Unfortunately, Eel's End is beyond our jurisdiction, and they pay their taxes, and we, as much as I'd like to end that entire charade of illicit pleasures, my hands are tied by multiple places. I'm sorry.
Mm.
The best we can do is talk to DeVargo and get information of him.
Mm.
We can't just find and talk to him. It will be quite suspicious. You haven't seen us, I hope.
It would be, if you make a little bit of a reputation visiting the other boats, it might be easier for you to convince him. But that would require you to partake in things like pleasure of the flesh or gambling, things that I'm sure you're not willing to do.
Not gambling, sure, but the pleasure, nah. Too much
I do-
money.
Go ahead.
How do we recall knowledge? Because I think, meta-wise, I think there's like some sort of bar there that you can perform at. Would have Elijah have performed there, like in his early days or anything? Have any sort of knowledge?
There is not a place you can...
Like a tavern, isn't there part of it? Unless I'm misremembering the player guide.
Let me see what it says in the player's guide, because on my end there wasn't actually a tavern. There was just a drug den. There was a what I've told you: a drug den, a whorehouse,
Mm.
a gambling arena, and basically just a ship where the people who are doing all three can rest at during the night. Let me see what it says in the player's guide, because if it does say there's a tavern, then I might edit it. So let me see where the player guide is. At least from what I prepared, it didn't have it. So let me see. Have you guys were told about Ilzan in the player's guide then?
I just remember looking specifically for places where Elijah might have played or be in. this is
Yes, no, it's
mentioned.
not in the player's guide either. It's just that it says on the player's guide,
okay.
known to some as the king of spiders, Dervaga runs Ildan, a collection of ships that double as a brothel, drug den, and gambling hall, but not a performance
Okay.
area. Yeah.
Right, I've misremembered then. Yeah, no probs. Cool.
This is a dirty business, but I appreciate you doing this. You will be rewarded and compensated on your return.
How much?
I still have to shuffle some numbers here, but you can keep the bribe money, that's for sure, and then you can I'll probably hand you meta wise, Jurgen, okay, so one thing I should mention to all players: the loot is not converted. I have to manually sit and convert every single piece of loot from 1E to 2E. So I probably should have thought of your reward, but you'll get something good based on your player reward, and she'll mention as such. I'll give you a magic item or something. Yeah,
Hey, I hope so.
absolutely.
Endangering our lives into a.
It's not a
Then-
danger unless you make it a danger. This is meant to be more of a.
Oh, it will be
Diplomatic.
dangerous, trust me.
That's true. It's meant to be more diplomatic. You can just speak, Aiden. You don't have to raise your hand.
No, I'm actually asking you something
Oh,
directly,
go for
Pablo.
it. Go for it.
So sorry, I had some shit in my teeth. So since they're basically doing like this political subterfuge shit, did Aiden ever even like hear of something like this being done by the guards when he was with them? Or is this just like kind of dropping out of the blue?
This is
something Preston has
natural
never done?
security. You have done national security incidents before. The politician's basically gonna impose sanctions on Corvosa so he can just buy up land, right? And then when he buys up the lands, he'll recommend to remove the sanctions, and he's all the richer. Yes, this is a illegal matter for sure. This is corrupt politician, and yes, you have done things like national security before, so it's not unheard of.
But like to this extent, like fucking bribing criminals and shit, like this type of like really like kind of neck deep and
This is, I mean, yeah. Things need to happen for things to, and unfortunately she says she can't send guards, so you wouldn't have done this directly before because she would have hired some outside help to do this. This is a gray area in the Corvosan guard kind of business, because as much she's doing it for a greater good, but also she can't specifically send guards on it. Yeah.
all right, easy. I just thought I'd ask just to see how it.
What?
Elijah will push himself up off the wall he's leaning on. Stagger that you'll have such hesitancy about these activities, detective. Is that all, madam? Then let's go.
Good luck. Vencarlo I'll accompany you on your way. Right to keep talking, Prez.
Hmm?
And
Priz is deep in thought about all of these affairs. Also, is Durgan actually still wounded?
he shouldn't be, I mean, with a night's rest in a safe area, he should be full. So it was a safe area. So alright, as you guys head out, we're gonna go ahead and take a little break here. I am very hungry, so and then we'll resume with our walk to Eel's End, which I revealed Eel's End yet? No. It's
Oh, damn.
up
That's one hell of a walk.
here. Let me find meals and journal entry. Oh, come on. Heals and wait. Has it not been revealed? Oh, my bad. Okay. Sorry. There you go. You should see that. Yeah?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, guys, I need to go have some dinner. So, see you guys in 15 and we'll resume
right.
with our walk. Bye-bye.
All right.
Have you ever seen that?
No.
I'll pop it in
Mm-mm.
game chat. It's the most cursed video.
Today is a normal day, I would say. As in, after the riots of the king is dead and whatnot, things are slowly starting to get back to normal here. Merchants, as you pass by the Eldred's Walk, calling out, showcasing an array of goods. Everything from exotic spices to finely crafted jewelry. You guys forgot to buy some exotic spices in your shopping session, guys. You make your way through, and the chatter of citizens and the occasional clatter of horse-drawn carriages creates a little bit of a lively backdrop. Even today, finally, some street performers are at the occasional corner, adding a little bit of richness and tapestry. But as you guys start making your way, I'm assuming. Well,
As we're walking, since you brought it up, how much will it cost to get some hot sauce?
I'm gonna say 2 silver for some Tabasco. Tabasco with a K, because it's Corvos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Priz is going to get some hot sauce, realizing, hey, you know what? You know what tastes really good on basically just low-grade animal feed? Tabasco or Cabasco.
If you can get Tabasco, can you get from Basco?
Farbasco. Does it?
I'd also argue that Elijah had plenty of spice last night.
Matt. Sorry, I didn't hear that. Could you repeat that, please?
So, if you can get Tabasco, does that mean that you could possibly get from Basco?
Boo.
I'm still having a little trouble hearing there. No, I'm kidding. Bad joke. I'm gonna make a Tabasco. You know what? Here is it's called Barku Pace. Because that's my I love it. This is what it looks like. It's a nice solid red bottle of Barku Pace. Because that's what my
Very
AI
nice.
generated.
You
my
have
God.
Citadel Wojciech, and then you have Baku Piss.
Oh my god,
What
what
is
happened to
that
that child's
ingredient?
hands?
Apple
Oh, God.
potato.
Bro, that kid,
Is that what happens
that
when...
kid is,
I know, is that what happens when you drink this stuff? Have
Bro,
too
bro, that
much
kid
of
is
it?
absolutely talks like, I am the law, and you will respect my authority.
All right, I'm gonna give you a bottle of Barku Pace. The yeah.
I was just making it, but you can do it.
No, I gotcha. I was setting it up. I'll call it
Perfect.
Tabasco though, because it is at the end of the day a Tabasco sauce. It's just called Barku Pace. And you know, for fun, roll me 1d100. Aaron.
Is this to be if she can tolerate it?
It's how spicy it is.
Oh, okay.
You can. I'll let you use.
I'm
No, you know what?
What?
Re-roll that.
That makes sense. You have an iron gut, don't you?
Well, this is how.
Praise doesn't matter.
Yeah, to Priz it doesn't matter, but I want it to be spicy so that it hurts anybody else.
Okay. Don't forget your hero. Oh, you already. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, 100 would have been like you're dying, right? 33 is spicy, but it's like a. Tabasco isn't spicy anyway, is it? Like
Not
it's
that
it's
hot.
not that hot. I think 33 is genuine Tabasco flavor. So there you go.
So there, nice little spice for her food, and yeah, she's she's got so much around
I
eating stuff.
I'm gonna give you a
She's-
hero point back because it's not worth rerolling with a Tabasco hotness for a hero point. We'll just say it's get that go to 2 hero points because you should have been at 2 anyway for being on webcam
I
and
was.
whatnot. Yeah. So
I spent one just now, so I was at 2.
yeah,
And now I'll go back.
I'm gonna give you one back because
Yeah.
you know
You're saying that my role play was not worth a hero point.
it was absolutely worth a hero point.
There we go.
And
Pablo
that's
bringing the
why
spice.
I gave you another one right about now. Yes.
I might need to be taking passive aggressive lore with Priz, depending on especially how the rest of this adventure goes.
I will let you know. All right, you guys start walking through the streets. A little past the market, you hear a, Psst, hey! Hey, you!
Rat.
Yeah.
See a nervous looking
What?
gnome. It's not a great
Oh,
picture.
great. Another gnome.
Weird no.
You homina. Game is game.
Matt, I'm going to remove a hero point from you for that comment.
It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Want to buy a bag?
Bag of what?
I don't know. I just found it. You can attempt
So
a
you just stole it, is what you mean?
Hey! You see like a pretty elaborate looking bag. You can actually roll me a recall knowledge or arcana or occultism to give a quick glance at this bag.
Well, someone can do that.
What did you say the roll was?
A arcana or occultism check. Detective Lang.
A -1 or -1?
Detective Lang. It's a bag of holding. 50 gold. 50 gold. It's yours. Quickly though.
He's gonna just look over at the gnome. And then look at the bag of holding. And then he's going to flash the badge. Really the wrong people to try and peddle this to. And he's gonna hold out his hand.
Before you do that.
It's pretty obvious that
Before you do that, you know it's worth 75 at a marketplace. If are you trying to intimidate her, or are you trying to like?
Yeah, he's basically saying like, we know you've stolen it. We're guards. Hand it over now.
She backs away, grabbing the bag.
Detective, we don't actually know she stole it. She literally might have found it.
That's right, I found it. Looks expensive.
Really, prison? People say I'm naive? Come on.
What?
Why would you give it at such a discounted price?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe she's got mouths to feed. Maybe she's not got connections in some of the finer establishments. Maybe she's hungry right now.
50 gold hungry.
Mm.
Have you ever been 50 gold hungry?
No,
No.
I can't say I ever have.
Well, take it
I've
from
been a
someone
couple
who
copper
has.
hungry.
Take it from someone who has. It's not always the worst possible outcome. I'm not going to be able to buy that from you, miss. I don't have that kind of cash on me, but do you need any food or anything for the day?
She's currently looking around nervously. I mean, a couple of copper wouldn't hurt. No.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't realize we were going to find more people in need, so I can offer you some food and hot sauce.
Roll me diplomacy. I'm okay. Listen, this is a one-time only deal. Bag of holding, or this bag for 50 gold. You got some money to pull around, you can grab it, otherwise I'm gonna yeet out of here.
I have a question.
Yes, Durgan.
Mostly because there is there something called an insight check?
Yes, you can secret perception. Roll a secret perception roll on Glory for here.
I just target her and do secret.
Just roll me secret. You don't have to target for this one. Roll me secret perception. What are you trying to ascertain?
Like, this is a bit suspicious.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
tries to sell a bag of holding for 50 gold. The price is original 75, and Durga believes she took it for someone.
You can roll me secret perception. Yeah, she is shifty as hell. She probably quote unquote found it and is trying to peddle it for cheap. Trying to make a quick buck. But she looks pretty nimble as well and ready to run. You wouldn't be able to strong harm her into getting that bag of holding, or she might just yell out if you were to do so. Yes.
Look, miss.
1 second.
I would take-
Sorry,
Oh,
Elijah.
sorry.
Durgan, what do you say with this information?
The bag is quite nice, but 50 gold? I don't know. Bit high, isn't it?
Roll me Yeah, you can attempt to negotiate with her. What were you saying, Elijah?
Elijah was just gonna butt in because I think he's probably seen Durgan's reaction. Kind of, he's already suspicious, so it's confirming his bias probably. Look, young lady or whatever you are, just take the old man's advice and scarp her out of here, and he'll also flash his guard badge as well.
Fine.
We really aren't the people to mess with.
Bye.
Fucking
You know
punk.
that she stole it, right?
Oh, she absolutely did. But the problem with tiny little gnomes, they're really slippery. We could have given her chase, I guarantee.
For a cheap price, even if it was illegal, it's stolen.
Yeah,
Well,
let's
meant to
go.
be-
Let's buy a 7 platinum worth bag, and then have whoever it originally belonged to come hunt us down because they're probably going to assume that we stole it. You want to get mixed up in that? I don't want to get mixed up in it.
If
Yes,
the
I
thing I stole it, I'll just give it back immediately, depending on the situation.
Is the gnome still there?
She's basically running off if you wanted to call out to her, but she's leaving.
No, if she ran off, there's
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do.
Yes, are we meant to be upholding the law instead of just going along with it, helping crime? Doesn't really set a great example, does it, Durgan?
Yeah, but still, a bag of holding. Think about it.
I'm sure there's many ways to get it via legitimate means. I mean, didn't What's-Her-Face say that she would give us some sort of magical item? It could be a bag of holding, you never know.
It was definitely a bag of holding.
Yeah, I was
And,
talking about Carissa?
It's
Uh,
it's the
Cressida.
Family Guy bit
Cressida.
of a boat's a boat, but the mystery
Mm.
box could be anything.
No, we went for the mystery box. What a hop in.
You
Yeah,
guys.
Look,
well,
I
when it
think-
comes...
If you
Oh.
want some sort of shady dealings today, Durgan, I'm sure we'll have plenty of opportunity. This Eel's End sounds like a wretched place.
Hey, perhaps. But perhaps we shouldn't wait about the badge. Sooner or later, someone will clap us over the head.
Speaking of, what's our plan?
I mean, personally, I'm out of employment at the moment, and, well, I don't think there's traditional entertainment. I'm sure I could maybe wave whatever waning fame I have left about and say I'd like to speak to the man directly about potentially joining him. Bring some extra money and revenue in, a bit more legitimacy to his business. Well, that was my line of thought anyway.
Now, be honest. Is that because you expect that to fail so that you can continue to feel bad about yourself, or Do you think that has a chance for success?
I feel it has a chance of success. For success, Priz. There's plenty of other things for me to mope about, as you want to put it.
Guys, I 100% forgot Vencarlo was fucking with you, because I did want to comment as well. Really quick on the bag of holding. I mean, it is a cheap price, but you never know what you're gonna find in that bag if it was stolen. Sorry, I was a bit delayed.
I mean, we carried a body around the city with us, detective. It's not that bad.
Bloody hell! How dare you suddenly show up like that?
Ah.
You almost gave me a heart attack.
I apologize. I I was distracted. But it would have been a good deal. It would have been a good deal. Regardless, let's move on. As you guys are walking and talking, you get to
Like
know,
gnomes do.
like gnomes do, you get to know Vencarlo a little bit. You learn that, you learn that he's by talking to him, he's a little bit of a critic of the government. As he begins to, I mean, these streets could really use some work. If only Castle Corvosa could get something working here.
Oh joy, never another revolutionist. Yarva, I think I found your new boyfriend.
What? Oh,
Don't worry about him. He's moping today.
Yes, and why can't you look me in the eye? Is he still kind of trying to avoid my attention? Like, looking at me, you said that in the Castle Volshinek that he wasn't looking my direction.
he looks at you when you mention that. You were just, you looked like you didn't want to talk. I'll be honest, if you don't want to talk, then why would you seek attention, right?
Fair enough, I suppose. I don't know if you had any sort of hate against me, any sort of misconceptions against the class that I was formerly a part of. Were you
No.
burning down my place of residence like everyone else?
Oh,
Any
no,
other
no,
personal
no.
japes from your type that I've come to expect?
You've got a chip on your shoulder, mister.
I have
Elijah,
something to prove.
you're gonna talk your way into a duel one of these days.
Nah, won't be the worst end, I suppose.
All right, let's hold on
Well,
a second. I'm not about to go enter a dangerous situation with suicidal McMopes-a-lot here.
You
So
know
what's
what?
wrong?
Suicidal? I'm not suicidal at all, man. Just
You literally just waxed poetic about the possibility of dying in a duel.
well, isn't that the danger we're putting ourselves into every day? Certainly seems to be over the past couple of days.
Yeah,
It's
Elijah,
realistic.
smart comment. Why don't you tell me more about the dangers of death?
Exactly. Why am I even having to explain this to you then, Priz?
What I'm saying is you seem to be rushing towards it.
No, it seems to be finding its way into me, I would say.
So,
I mean, I know you were gone for the past couple of days, but I don't know if you've noticed, I lost my home, my place of business. I witnessed your passing and demise. Rather grisly, I must say. My friend is locked up in that fucking castle over there. I apologise for I'm a little bit on my wit's end, but it's just gets to you, you know?
well, to that I would say, the only father I ever know was murdered in front of me. Then I died. I didn't lose my home because I've never really had one. And if you want to get into a contest about whose life is worse, at least your friend still has a possibility of being rescued.
This wasn't a... I was going to say dick measuring competition, but that doesn't really make sense when I'm talking to a female goblin. This isn't some sort of contest, Priz. Maybe I'm just not as strong as you are. Is that what you want to hear?
I apologize for butting in. By the way, Durgan, you can talk in text chat as Detective Lang has asked for your input, but Vencarlo will say you said a friend is in need in the castle?
Yes. Yes, Desperate need. Dire need.
As you guys are walking, talking, do you somewhat explain to Vencarlo what happened with Trinia?
Mm-mm.
I mean,
He
Priz,
doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't trust Vencarlo, so Elijah won't.
Fair enough. Priz does?
Mhm.
Interesting. That's quite foul, I will say. Someone who's painting the king and then gets incarcerated. I will admit that smells like a bit of it doesn't smell right. I'll tell you that much.
well, we're hoping to find a way to help her. Or at least, some of us are.
Let me seek a perception, Priz. When Carlo looks unusually pensive, well, from what you've known him, he's always, as far as you've known him, he's been outspoken and outgoing. But for a split second, he looks withdrawn and just his gears in his head seem to be churning. And then after a little bit, he walks up to you. Priz, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Do you like Corvosa?
Do I like Corvosa?
Mhm.
No. Corvosa is a festering open wound on the side of Golarion. It's disgusting. It's cruel, but it's also home. So I love it. I just don't like it very much.
And you don't like it because it is a festering wound. Are you, by chance, the type to want to heal this wound? I can see what you've told me, you are a champion. Would healing Corvosa be something that you would aspire to or admire to?
I mean, I'm just a little goblin, but I'll do what I can to help.
He nods, seemingly satisfied with this answer. And we'll start talking to you about your swordmanship. Now, what you hold that grit longsword is good, but you could use a couple of tips here. If you're interested in training with me hold on. Here, try again. As I'm assuming if you're playing along with him, he is, as you're walking, he's trying to hold your sword arm. No, a little bit to the left if you'll let him. That's up to you.
I think she would play along. Her fighting style is decidedly inelegant. She does not have any. She does not use feints or it is block with the sword, absorb blows, or block with the shield, absorb blows, and as soon as there is an opening, the most economical thrust possible. She is a street fighter in her fighting style.
Could use a little more finesse. Here, how about this? Roll me a perception check, public, Priz. You want to succeed on this. DC 20.
Well, good luck to all of us. Hey,
Oh, look at that!
You start learning some intricacies about dueling, Priz. And you manage to actually, if you, while you're walking and talking, if you're paying close enough attention, which you are, you manage to learn a couple of tips and tricks. You look a little stiff here. Oh, hold on. There we go. I'm going to remove your clumsy before the appointed time.
great. I'll take it.
Vencarlo is eagerly doing his best to talk to you, Priz. And being brutally honest, I would have liked to talk to Caden about this because he's, the one who knew Vencarlo. But you're here, and I think you'll get the benefit as well. So,
Great.
So, but as you guys move forward, there's one more thing that'll happen, and then we'll move on to Eel's End here. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yep. You see a processional of pilgrims headed towards the Church of Abadar, which, where was the Church of Abadar? Was there one? God, where's Ashanti's church?
There's a temple of Sarenrae to the south.
Bank of Abadar, here we go. They will, as part of the procession, they'll tell you where it is as well. And I think the bank counts as a kind of a holy site as well. So let me
Yes.
reveal that. Observer, there we go. They seem to be headed that way, and you kind of cross paths. One of them, join us to the Bank of Abadar. We'll, your money shall be blessed, and whatnot. Yes. It's not much of an encounter. They just pass by, but it is an interesting thing. If you guys want to interact with it, you're welcome to. Otherwise, they
There's
will.
Ashani in the processional.
You give a glance, and Ashani is not in the processional, unfortunately. But you're welcome to ask where he is.
No, not this group. I don't want to get Ashani in trouble.
But regardless, after the processional passes and you guys continue moving, I'm gonna read the text chat for a second, actually. Here. What are you guys talking about?
Right now they're actually just talking about the job.
No fucking way! What a surprise!
I mean, we had to up P in our own way while the other Ps as well.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm glad, and I'm just happy you're talking about the actual job. All right, you guys cross the Narrows, which are multiple bridges leading to an older, old Corvosa specifically. Let me find the old Corvosa description as well, because there was a little bit. Here we go. Old Corvosa is obviously the older part of the city. I'm gonna find the official description here because I think it's important for you guys to. We see here. Sorry, I have a massive PDF to scroll through, so like always, give me a second to find it. You guys can continue talking on the way if you'd like.
Well,
All right, so Durgan and I were just talking about this, but Eel's End, that place was in Gadrin's ledger. Could be hiding spot for him, but what I'm thinking is that it could very well be leading into a way much bigger conspiracy than just one greedy politician. Either the Vargo himself is making a move on Gadrin's old territories, and him and the ambassador are going to exploit the sanctions in order to encroach on Gadrin's old territories, or Gadrin himself is making a power move again, and he's going to try and re-cement himself in the underworld.
Aye.
Or option 3, and I hope this one isn't true, the three of them are working together.
actually, above board, real quick. Gadrin wasn't actually that big a player in the city, right? Like he was kind of a failed kingpin.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
I always thought Gadrin was because if I look at
He was okay, but he wasn't like big boy. But he might have had connections with this guy for sure.
he wanted to be big boy, but mostly just bully with a bunch of kids, orphans.
hold on, I gotta read this.
Oh, yeah, perhaps. But we should also be careful in this old Corvosa. We don't know anyone here. They don't know us. We are the unknown.
Yeah, we're just friends they haven't met yet, right?
It's wise. We're strangers. They know we are not supposed to be here. So we have to be extra careful with what we do and say. So don't wave the badge around like something you do in a shower.
I am unclear what you think happens in a shower.
You know what I mean? Look what Elijah did, showing the badge around out in the public. I know it's to scare the normal way, but we can't do it right here.
But we can talk loudly about it, right?
Hey, but we can't do that anymore.
Uh-huh. Alternate plan. Why don't we just tell them we are concerned citizens and that let DeVargo know that one of his clients is going to take him for a ride?
Concerned civilians. That's a good one. Well,
All right.
trust me, no one in the right mind would do that.
Before we go there, we need to make a decision. There's what? 3, 6, 7 of us. Which one of us is talking?
Actually, I'm so sorry. Was just chatting for a little bit, but I think as we get to Old Corvosa, I'm gonna do some of my own business. Best of luck in talking to the DeVargo. I would recommend one more time subterfuge, stealth, and diplomacy. Not. It would be a mess if you lit the pier on fire. Yes. Any questions before I split off?
I have a question.
Mhm.
So you just follow us here, showing Peter the way and leaving us all alone? Why?
You are capable adventurers, are you not?
Aye, we are indeed. But then why did you follow us?
Roll me diplomacy.
This right here, this is why we're going to be real good at making friends in Old Corvosa.
Big money? Yeah.
Not bad. He looks at you and says, making friends. Did you not enjoy my company?
Oh, I did, but it's just weird that you leave us after we arrive here. That's what I think, the more the better.
I do apologize. I wasn't intending to go to Eel's End with you in the first place. But I should have been more clear on that. I was just accompanying you for a little bit. Getting to know you all. I'm sure we'll meet again. One day. Yes?
Why, perhaps. We shall see if we survive this.
And he looks at Prez. Your arm's a little less stiff now, isn't it?
Give a little salute with the sword.
See? Always good to keep relations with people. He'll smile at all of you. It was a pleasure. He'll do a elaborate bow. It was a pleasure meeting you all. And Caden, maybe we'll talk a little more next time. You've been awfully quiet today. But it was a pleasure seeing you again. And he turns to Rajava and smiles as well. I sure hope they're watching the recording. All right. Have a good day. Adieu. And with that, he'll make his way away.
I'm not sure if we can trust him.
What, do you think he's going to go ahead and rat us out? Doesn't strike me as the type, Durgan.
It's the first time we meet him, I know. He's part of the guards. But you can always expect, like with the king is dead, there is a mole somewhere.
I mean, certainly, there's probably quite an elaborate plot to murder the king, but I mean, everyone we meet is a suspect.
Oh, I don't mean that by the king. There's always a mole in the guards from the criminals.
Hmm.
All right. Now we need to figure this out. There's 6 of us. Who's talking while the rest of us shut the fuck up?
It's better
Because
to
we
be
didn't-
quiet. You know me. I'd rather have my run out, and suddenly it's a fist fight.
All right, that's 1 down. Any volunteers?
Well, what are we going to say to them? Because I'm more than happy to tell them we are interested in a meeting with DeVargo for mutual benefit. All the truth.
Get to the Vargo, get to the ambassador. I think something we can do.
Again, you are not
attempting.
attempting to get to the ambassador, you're attempting to just get information about the ambassador. You're not
But
100% sure
get-
if the ambassador is
yeah.
here. So, sorry. I just clarifying. Yeah, go ahead, Matt. Yeah.
All right. Gadrin's ledger specifically has the eel's end in it. Now, that's not a big deal for most people, right? The problem is that this is the ledger of a crime lord, no matter how minuscule in comparison to the Spider King. If we use that as an offering, as a way of exchanging information, we might not have to give this guy a penny, because we could tell him, hey, look, this place is going to get fucking hit soon. That ledge is going to be dealt with once the city calms down, and it will calm down, because this type of chaos does not last. And then they're going to go through that list, and they are going to absolutely fuck anyone and everyone that is on that list, that even whispered in Gadrin's ear, shook his hand.
Well,
And
I mean,
I highly doubt the people at the Eel's End are going to want to gamble how protected they are with this little gray area they found with the boats.
well, I mean, the guard already know about this place. They were
Yeah,
pretty
they know, but they can't.
specific about
They
what goes on here.
they know,
And
but they can't act. They know, but they can't act.
right,
The
and
ledger can give them the justification to act.
I think you are probably overcomplicating it. I think
I'm
we
not.
can just tell him that we have a mutual interest and talk our way through it. He might not be a good person, but I bet he still cares about the welfare of the city that earns him money.
You're quite funny,
No.
don't you?
Do you not
Abs-
understand how self-interest works?
All politicians are corrupted by the bone. Even the dwarf standards. You can't trust them.
It's I'm saying if we tell him that there is someone who is going to undermine his business working against him, he's likely to help us. We don't need to threaten or cajole or act like we are. We can just have a conversation.
Well, we
You know,
could.
the thing.
You guys are walking and talking, by the way. Hey, Old Corvosa is the original site of the city. The oldest district in Corvosa. It's the most crowded and least affluent today. You see plenty of beggars. So many beggars, Priz, that you know that if you were to even hand a silver out, they would all rush at you. And it's probably, I don't know if you would want to do that, Priz, but it's not a great area to be in. But nobody accosts you, basically, on the way. Sorry, continue.
So, Lang is going to use this. Thank you, Pablo. Lang is going to use this as just ammunition for his point. He's just going to go, Priz, look around you. Bad times for the city always means good times for criminals. And DeVargo is a fucking criminal. He is a lord of criminals. He's not going to give a shit if a bunch of people get fucked over, if land gets bought out, because that means there's more people that are going to want to drown their sorrows, that are going to be desperate. More people for him to hire, more people for him to extort. It works out in his favor.
Who owns the land right now?
Did we get told who owns the land right now?
Of which land? Sorry. Apologies.
Just the land the ambassador's going to buy, but it was just random landowners, right?
Yeah, it would have just been buy as much land as he can when the embargoes lift, as the land prices will plummet due to the sanctions, and then, yeah, again, a political thing. I'm not sure if that answers your questions. Yeah.
You don't think that DeVargo has holdings? I mean, with all due respect, Detective, you were never a criminal. I was. You're wrong to say that criminals always prosper when the city is hit hardest. Our best years are when the city is doing well, when people had money. That's when I ate. So, yeah, I think DeVargo is going to care if someone else is coming in and taking the money that he thinks is his and directing it into their coffers.
You know what, Priz, you're absolutely right. When the economy was going well, you went well. But you want to know why you went well when the economy went well?
Yeah, tell me
Because you're
more
a
about my
fucking
whole life.
nobody in comparison to him.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to this guy, You being desperate means you'll bring in more for him. It's just quantity over quality. It works out for him. Whenever you're doing poorly, he's doing fantastic.
But not if his slumlord business is bought out from underneath him, is what I am saying.
He's not going to get bought out. I highly doubt he will get bought out. I mean, he doesn't even have land. It's on a boat.
Yeah. Again, I suspect strongly he has holdings in the city.
Holdings which he will just hold on to. Because again, when the city's doing badly, he's going to do well.
So, what's your plan? Threaten
Like
him
I
with
said,
a title threat?
I'm not threatening him. I'm offering him information in exchange for information. The information being that he should take Eel's End and get the fuck out of town for a while. Because, like I said, once that ledge is looked through, they are going to stomp down on Gadrin. And the Eel's End being mentioned, specifically, that means that they will have justification for barging over there and shutting the whole place down.
It wouldn't surprise me either that the whole old corrosion would be set truly through. If there's one, then there's multiple.
I mean, I think your approach is doomed to failure. So good luck to all of us, I suppose.
Well, don't know what to tell you, Prez.
What? Keep talking.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, he has nothing. He has nothing else to say. He's just gotta keep on walking.
Ooh, Patreon, D. Demetrius.
So who's taking the lead on the conversation then?
Well, Durgan's out. I'm guessing. Elijah, are you in a state to talk to anyone, or are you just gonna get us killed?
I mean, sounding by your plan, detective, you're going to get us killed anyway. I don't see why we can't just go in as big money spenders, spend big, and get his attention that way. Seems like a gentler way than barging in with ledgers and Christ knows what else. I mean,
Well, I actually don't
more in
have the
favor of
ledger.
Priz's plan.
I don't have the ledger on me. It's just the
So we
fact
don't
I
even
know
have the
about.
proof that you're going to claim for.
Well, it's
yes, Priz, I can see why you think we're all going to die.
I left the ledger with Cressida because if I do die, God forbid it, that evidence isn't lost. That way, justice can still be served. But the fact that I know what's in that ledger means that I'm not fucking around.
Means
And
you're going to
if
get
Vogue
killed.
is
Yes, I know. That's what I was saying, detective.
hell, a goody two shoes and a crybaby.
I just don't want to die today, is all.
Well, if it's your plan, I'm happy to try to back you up as best I can.
Dude, I can see them, Pablo.
As you guys are walking, you cross through a narrow alley, which, as a couple of thugs kind of arms crossed start blocking your path, and you see three more behind you. Hey, look at who we have here. Yeah,
The blood.
managed to wander into a pretty nice area. Just look at this place.
Nah, I've seen better. And who the hell are bloody you?
Huh?
Yeah, talk to you.
Oh, we're tax collectors. Yeah, you wandered through our territory, and we were wanting to collect the wander through our territory fee. Yes, Matt.
How well armed are these guys?
They seem to be carrying swords.
Armor-wise, are they just pretty meh?
You can attempt to recall knowledge by targeting one and hitting the recall knowledge macro just to see how well they are armed or defend the. Yeah, check their AC. Their AC is 15. They're wearing leather jerkins underneath their clothes.
Priz is going to roll her shoulder and slide her long sword out of its sheath.
Whoa, 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 whoa. No need to get hostile here. Yeah, just give us your money. For the poor people. Yeah, we're poor, right? They all chuckle.
If you're poor,
Alright,
then why
which-
do you have a sword? And with the then bloody sign that says this is your territory? Perhaps you need some glasses. Oh, wait. You can't. You're just poor, aren't you?
Shing, 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 shing. Roll initiative.
Real quick. Can I do something?
Mhm.
As Lang.
Yeah.
The thing about the martial aura is that it has a visual, mental, and emotional trait, right? So it gives us a +1. So it's like I'm allowed to flavor a visual trait, right?
Yeah. All good.
All right. So as everyone's getting ready, Lang's just gonna slowly bring back his trench coat. He's gonna go, gentlemen, I'm really not in the mood today. So he's pulling out his gun. He's not even aiming it. He's just kind of like brandishing it like that and looking. Which one spoke first? This guy?
Sure.
He's gonna look him dead in the eyes. He's gonna be like, but really, you do not know who you're fucking with. Now, I understand that, this little shithole might be a place that, you might be able to get, I don't know, a mother and her kid's pocket change. But all you're going to get from us is, well, lead and steel. And that dog is going to feast on your fucking bones if you don't get out of my way. So I implore you to get out of my way. Because there will not be a gravestone for you. You are just going to be another forgotten pile of bodies on this shithole of a street.
I need you
Is
to
that how you want your
target
story to end?
the thug and hit basic action macros. Go ahead and hit coerce under basic action macros.
Coerce, baby.
Hold on. The lead thug raises his hand. Maybe we made a mistake. Maybe you're a little too classy for this neighborhood and for us. So start backing off. Boys, let's come back another day, yeah? And with that,
As they back away, they can feel the dust that was kicking up around Lang's trench coat, the way it was flapping, starts calming down. Just comes to a dead halt around him.
and they'll scatter off.
Just do a salute and resheathe the blade.
Well done. If we were doing wrong. If we were doing experience, you would have earned experience for this one. But we're not doing experience, we're doing milestone. So well done though, Matt. Well done on
Thank you.
diffusing this battle. You scare the thugs off and heals end.
Maybe we should keep an eye out just in case. Come back, greater numbers, tailors, perhaps. Basically, Elijah just wants to is going to be keeping an eye out around as we progress through the rest of Alcova to make sure we're not jumped again.
Yeah, you can change to seek if you'd like and roll a seeker perception. And then we can all do exploration activities. At this point, we'll be using these for not just the streets on our way to Eel's End, but also What was your... Oh. Prez, what was your exploration activity?
It was defend, but I would like to instead be preparing to aid in diplomacy if we start talking.
Okay, so follow the...
Not follow the expert, preparing to aid.
Preparing to aid if people start speaking. That's fine.
Because technically, aiding requires that you spend an action to prepare it, and then you have to do a reaction. So it's basically the same as like a defend or raise shield deal.
All good. I'll add it. Oh, I added it to Mayday. Oops. I'll add just a question mark to you and just remind me that you're going to be able to do that. Excellent. And roll me secret perception, Durgan. Roll me recall knowledge, detective learn.
Recall knowledge.
Nope, that's Durgan secret perception.
Sorry. You just said Durgan recall knowledge.
No, Durgan secret perception, Detective Lang recall knowledge. All good. Hey, Detective Lang, this area is out of your depth, unfortunately. Whilst you might have had investigations in Old Corvosa before, they've always ended. Most of them ended badly. This is not a good area to be in, and you feel almost overwhelmed as you see the poverty and the slums on the streets. Also, whilst you did recall knowledge on your ends earlier, you didn't do great, and with that, you are a little bit blind on what you're heading into. Yes, at this point in time. So, we're gonna move you to Eel's End, guys. As you guys approach, I'm gonna give you just a little bit of a description here.
What about the secret perception?
Both of you, thank you. Both of you guys don't notice any trouble, and we'll be using these secret perception checks when we get to them later. But you don't notice any sort of trouble as you're making your way to Eel's End. Although, let me give you a standard, like, really quick description of Eel's End here. A sprawl of light and sound. It's around noon. It's around 1. Marks one of the last piers of Old Corvosa. There's glowing lanterns in the shape of dream spiders and coiled eels hanging from pilings or lampposts. Flickering, well, would be flickering in all hours of the night. It's quieter during the day, but you still hear some sort of sounds going through the pier. The pier seems to be 70 feet long, and there are a larger ship, and 4 smaller vessels moored to the pier. The ship is Eel's End. As you know, it's probably where Dervago is. And there's 4 vessels that seem to be owned by different people. As you approach, let's go ahead and move you to Eel's End here. Who's at the landing screen? Because they're stuck there. Matt, can you
I was at
refresh
the
for
landing
me?
screen, but now I'm loading
see.
Eel's
Oh,
End.
you're loading? Okay. Alright, I'll put Aiden, Durgan.
I'm gonna be
Eliza.
really honest here, guys. I didn't want to lead this as Aiden because I controlled a lot of the session last week. So, does anyone else want to take up on this part? Because I really do not want it to be twice in a row where I've kind of been one of the main focuses.
Well, I think we would have to have settled on an approach.
All right. Well, I guess. All right. Look. Maybe I'll be harsh. You want to do it your way, sure. I don't think it's going to work. But maybe it's a divide and conquer thing. Elijah, you're a playboy. Go be a fucking playboy. You know, you've got money on you, right? At least a bit.
Elijah will look around. That's as much as once, detective. I can
Alright.
at least sweet talk my way through. I'd rather we didn't split up, though. This doesn't seem like the place to do so.
I don't.
Let's.
Don't worry, I'll be right next to you.
Well, let's go with Priz's plan. Seems like a fairly decent middle ground.
Hey,
Well.
welcome to Eel's End. They look at you and they immediately narrow their eyes. You're all very
Afternoon, gentlemen. How are you?
You're all very well. they just look at your dresses and like, little bit of a higher class visiting us today, huh? I'm
Hey, we all like a little bit of fun, do we not? I've heard this place is the place to go for a little more. He kind of just lowers his voice. Off the books entertainment, so to speak.
Yes, says the one on the left. You would love the House of the Clouds, as he points towards a house where you see giggling girls and a bit of a posh, like it's a bit of a. Let me give you the description here. As you look down and you see a single long structure sitting atop the main deck, double doors hanging open to reveal a large room. Well, you can see it through here, decorated with throw rugs, large pillows, and the air thick with incense. There's also several scanty clad men and women loiter around the barge's deck. Or maybe you'd want to gamble a little bit at the Twin Tigers. As you see two hut-like structures sit atop the guard, and raucous laughter and periodic roars of victory sound from within. Can I... what was your question, Matt?
Brother, have you seen the artwork for Halvara? Double doors, brother? Double D's, more like it. Hot dog!
I see Lang's Viagra is kicked in.
Lang, I did remove a hero point from you earlier. Go ahead and just solidify that removal now. You're down at 2, buddy.
Hey, well, why not a little bit of both, hey,
Oh,
ladies and gents?
Hold on.
We've got
hold
time to
on.
kill and gold to spend.
The last place you want to give a check in is the Dragon's Den. You see a sign at the entrance reading simply "Pass into the dreams of the dragon." If you know, you know, and if you don't, yeah, come on in. Just your weapons at your sides at all times. Do not draw them, or we will come and make sure you don't draw them. Yeah.
Well, I'm very nasty with this bow, and Elijah will pull the bow, his violin bow out.
Just for a good impression,
Hitter.
I need you to make an impression for me without targeting Elijah. Well, actually, they have a stat block, so do target one of them and make an impression for me, Elijah. Yes, go ahead, Priz.
I would like to jump in and be like, he's a kidder. We're just here to hopefully have some mutual.
Oh, shit!
Sorry, finish your
I don't-
thought, Priz.
I was just getting ready to throw an aid, but
All G. Elijah seems to impress these bouncers. Come on in. Enjoy your time, and do stay away from the main boat, will ya?
Why, what's in there? The most alluring of your wares?
No, just the boss, and he doesn't like to be disturbed. Yeah.
Even on important business, even if a high spender wants to spend some time with him, maybe?
Well, then go spend some money, says the Ill forces in the back. Or get some reputation with the ladies. I don't know. If you impress all of us enough, maybe we can get you in with the boss. Yeah. Go do some drugs or some shit, and then maybe the boss will talk to you if you mingle enough.
Come on then, let's go and have some fun. And as we move away from the guards, as long as we're out of earshot and everyone's next to him, Elijah will just kind of whisper, well, at least we know that gambling is a backup if necessary.
As you guys approach, you get the sense that you can probably brute force your way, as in maybe attempt to sweet talk your way directly to the head guy. But if you were to gain a little bit of a reputation of either big spenders or good with the ladies, or simply, I don't know what doing drugs entails, but doing drugs, you might be able to get a little leeway.
cool.
If you're cool. Exactly. You got to be cool. If you're cool enough, you might be able to get an easier access into the main access. But of course, the everything is open for you. Although I do want to pause for a second before we continue. And considering we have 30 minutes, should we wait for the other 2-player characters, or do we want to continue right now? It's a question I have, because this is going to be a whole thing at this point. So
I really want to continue, but I also really feel like we should wait at the same time because yeah, it feels like it's a really big thing.
Yeah, it feels like there's going to be quite a bit getting reputation points potentially. If we're going to try and force our way in, we might need everyone here.
I do prefer,
I think something we might want to...
Go ahead.
I think something we might want to do just for the last half an hour is well, not even the last half an hour. We'll just we'll put a thing in general Saturday, and we'll just write down what our plan is, so that way it's like we can immediately refer to it, and it's like if Yava or Caden want to like tweak it, we can. Just that way it's like they're ready to get out of the way, and that way
we don't have to call it immediately. We can just sit here and discuss. The four of you can discuss what your plan is, and then we can add in Yava and Caden next week, and they can decide on what they want to do. But if there's any specific plan you guys are thinking of, let's do that now. You now know the mechanics of this kind of area. So what would you guys like to talk about? We'll wrap up the session a little earlier, but what do you guys like to talk about?
Well, so here's the deal. There is a lot here that Priz is not going to partake in.
Mm-hmm.
But her ethos is less, this is bad and therefore I need to break your head open, and more, more like, okay, you're doing drugs. Let's see if we can get you some help. Oh, you're gambling away your money. Let's see if we can let you, direct you to leave with some of your dignity. And let's her thing would be trying to help people in these situations and making sure that nobody gets hurt. For context, she's also, anytime she aids on anything, she gets a +4 circumstance bonus to the aid check.
Good. So maybe you're helping people out and doing their stuff and trying.
So she,
yeah.
So I'm saying, like, genuinely, I don't want people to feel like it's Priz is not willing to participate. Like, her whole thing here would be helping people do what they're doing, because she's actually built to be pretty good at assisting people.
Okay. That's good. So you can help.
Well,
yeah, go ahead, Elijah.
To that end, Priz, I know this area might not be quite for you, and to be honest, I don't want us to get too deep into some of these pleasures. Do we at least just show our faces around, get in their good graces, and then approach them with the offer you mentioned before? That way we're not delving too deep into it, and you can, I don't know, save face.
I think it's more about, getting noticed, but like, we don't have, basically she's just not going to be into debauchery, but getting noticed, aiding, doing things to entertain, show people a good time. It's not bad to have fun as long as it's not cruel or exploitative, which, some of this definitely is, but
I'm going to show everyone Lang's plan real quick.
Yeah, I thought it was going to go straight over to the ladies, given his Viagra's just kicked in.
Brother, I could not believe how out of pocket that fucking thing is. I did not expect them to go, like, full on, like...
This is a 1E
like
adventure.
Harlot mode with
This is a 1E adventure. They were
Brother.
back in the day. Well, I made that token myself, so you're welcome. You're welcome.
But yeah, I think the goal is get some notoriety.
Hop.
And get to DeVargo, and then the offer is, it is still information. I think it's just which information we offer to attempt to get the deal. So it's going to be a matter of so it's Golden Hawk is what?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to describe Golden Hawk. Golden Hawk is it's a place where if you're conked out, you rest.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not. You can actually double click on these journal entries and they give you the picture if you guys want to see them. Golden Hawk is just a resting area for people.
So Golden Hawk is basically a flop house.
Yeah, effectively. Yeah.
Twin Tigers is gambling. House of the Clouds is you know, the whorehouse, and then Dragon's Breath is the drug den.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Effectively,
and,
you have 3 places, with Golden Hawk being like a 4th kind of like. You could bother patrons while they're sleeping or whatever and try to get some information out of them as well. So you do have all 4 kind of options to you guys. And maybe Priz could annoy people at the Golden Hawk. Or not annoy, but you know what I'm saying. Like, try to...
I mean, I think
Hey,
Chris is going to
you
stick
guys wanna-
close to the... She's just the bodyguard.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
You guys want to see something funny? I'll change it back. I swear. You guys look at my webcam. You ready?
Oh dear.
And with that, we'll start.
There's a man
recording
with
here.
no regrets
Yeah,
right
all
there,
right,
eh,
Matt.
Babs?
All right, Matt. All right, Matt. That's good. Good on you, buddy.
Can we wake up Callie, see what she thinks of this?
Don't know what you're talking about, mate. I just got buff engineer on me.
Right, sure, bud, sure.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think we should plan too hard, to be honest, because we have a week off. So we're gonna forget everything that we just discussed by the 2 weeks.
That's why I said we should write it down on General Saturday,
Yeah,
just that way it's
fair
like we
enough,
know what we're
fair
doing.
enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
so
Um,
Priz, no debauchery, going to aid. Fucking Lang going to get in touch with the spiritual side. Rugs, smoking.
Jurgen, what are you gonna
Um,
do?
Durgan's plan was go to do some gambling.
Okay.
Durgan is gambling. Elijah, what are you doing?
Well, that looks like Elijah's gonna have to step up and go for the ladies,
Take-
I suppose.
take
It's
the
gonna be a
bullet.
tough chore
Bruce
for him.
Wayne Playboy
I've
mode.
been outvoted on everything else. It's gonna be a real hardship for me.
Take the bullet. All right.
I know someone has to, right?
I think that Priz will, because she can only be in one place at a time. I think Priz will stick with Elijah.
It's gonna be great.
Amazing.
I mean, that actually feels like the easiest. Just be like, "Hey, ladies, yeah, I'm not here to judge or anything. How you doing? Anybody need a lay on hands? Not that way."
Not that way. I love how tense we get when we just start chatting. It's just always quips and insults going back and forth all the fucking time. And arguments. It's like the most unpartied party ever.
All right, boys. We're gonna call it earlier, but in terms of, not having to have other 2 people miss out. Although we got all the bases covered, technically, we could. No, I think we should call it. I think we should call. Should we? We have all the.
I really don't want to, but I think just for the sake of the fact that it's like there's only 4 of us and it's this big area and like, you know, there's clearly going to be all this shit to do and it's going to be a pretty unique experience.
We're gonna need as many people as possible.
Yeah.
True.
It's like it's always
I will also pitch this. I think that this this kind of goes to what we were talking about on Tuesday, Pablo. I think that this kind of skill challenge works best when you've got people that can play off of each other. Kind of, you know, here's a scene with 2 people, here's a scene with 2 people, here's a scene with 2 people.
That's true. More people, the better. Perfect. Then that I'll stop recording. Thank you for watching, Yava and Caden. Bye. Oh, and YouTube.
Keyword.
YouTube as well. Like and subscribe. The keyword is broken heart. Thank you for watching.
this keyword is double D.